Yo, what's up, guys? Worldwide Sports here. With the NFL season now underway, we're going to take a look at all 32 teams in the NFL, see how they stack up going into the season. All right, today we're talking about the Dallas Cowboys. Let's get into it. Now, going into last year's season, the Dallas Cowboys hoped all looked lost. Starting quarterback Tony Romo looked like he was injured and might miss another full season, but then stepped in low draft pick Dak Prescott along with the fourth overall pick, Ezekiel Elliott. Those two were able to manage to get the Cowboys to a 13-3 record last year in capturing their division. This was a huge turnaround for the Cowboys. Now going into free agency, the Cowboys have been known to spend a lot of money. But now with Jerry Jones taking a step back, it seems like the Cowboys over the years have been much smarter, and this year was no different. The Cowboys made a lot of low radar, smart bargain buys in the free agency. They picked up cornerback Nolan Carroll, who comes over from Philadelphia. But the move that I love the most is getting Stephen Paya. And when Paya was with Marinelli up in Chicago, he had his best season. They also were able to bring in Byron Bell, who can help just give a little bit more depth to that great offensive line that Dallas has. Now, Dallas did also see a lot of players leave. Most notably, Tony Romo announced his retirement after having two injury back-to-back filled seasons. They also saw the majority of their secondary starters leaving free agency. Taking a look back at the draft now for the Cowboys, with the first pick in the draft in 28th overall, they selected defensive end Taco Charlton out of Michigan. In the second round, they selected Chidi Akimzwe, cornerback out of Colorado. In the third round, they drafted another cornerback in Jordan Lewis out of Michigan. In the fourth round, they selected Ryan Schweitzer, the wide receiver out of North Carolina. In the sixth round, they selected Xavier Woods, the safety out of Louisiana Tech. Also in the sixth round, they selected Marquise White, cornerback out of Florida State. The first of what would be three seventh round picks. They selected Joey Ivy, the defensive tackle out of Florida. With the second, they selected Noah Brown, wide receiver out of Ohio State. And wrapping up the draft for the Cowboys, they selected Jordan Carroll, defensive tackle out of Colorado. The Cowboys' defense was number one in the league in rush defense last year, allowing only 83.5 yards per game. And this had a lot to do with how much they ran the ball and how effective they were at keeping the other team off the field. The Cowboys also ranked fifth in the league in points allowed last year, giving up just over 19 a game. This year, they're hoping last year's second round pick, Jalen Smith, can come back healthy. Now, if this guy is healthy and plays to his potential, he's going to be the steal of the draft. This guy was a top five prospect coming out of college, and him along with Sean Lee, man, that's scary. This year, the Cowboys are really going to be looking for the young players to take another step forward. Guys like Byron Jones. Jones last year had 88 total tackles and was second on the team and had one interception. And they're also going to need Anthony Brown to step up. Brown last year had one interception, and they're going to need him to improve. The last year resurgence of the Cowboys was led by their two rookies, Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott. Prescott last year threw for over 3,600 yards and had 23 touchdowns and had only four interceptions, all while being sacked only 25 times. Now, Elliott on the ground had over 1,600 yards and led the league in rushing by a landslide. He averaged 5.1 yards per carry last year and had 15 touchdowns. He did fumble the ball five times, but only lost one. The All-Pro Des Bryant battled some injuries and had just under 800 yards, but averaged 15.9 yards per catch. Still had 8 touchdowns. The stalwart and always steady Jason Witten had 69 catches last year for 673 yards and had 3 touchdowns. Now, on paper, to me, the Cowboys are the favorites to win the division. I really like the Eagles, but I feel like they may be a year away from learning how to really win. The Cowboys have all the ingredients to be a playoff team. They have a solid defense, a great offensive line, and a great running game. And they have a young quarterback who doesn't turn the ball over. Now, with all this being said, they've had a little commotion this week with Jason Garrett throwing starting quarterback Dak Prescott under the bus. Now, to me, I would have fired Jason Garrett. He hasn't done anything in the league in my opinion, to solidify him as a head coach. I didn't think he was a great offensive coordinator when he first got there under Wade Phillips. Now, it's going to either make or break this team, and the reaction of this team is going to tell us a lot about how they feel about Jason Garrett. All right, guys, about to get out of here. Worldwide Sports, Cowboys Nation. Let me know down below. Comment, subscribe to the channel, guys. We got a lot more coming. Worldwide Sports, we out. This has been a Worldwide Sports production.